Hafaday, I'm Uni Kabbalar from the Pacific Daily News, and here are our top stories from the PDN newsroom.
Guam Police Department spokesperson Officer Berlin Savella said on Thursday an 11-year-old girl is in custody for making online threats against Astumbo Middle School. The minor was taken into custody for terrorist conduct, terrorizing, and beyond control. She was later confined to the Department Youth of Affairs. The student is the fourth minor to be taken into custody the past few days for making threats to some GDOE schools, which prompted class cancellation last week and stricter safety checks on campuses. In other news, Guam and the Northern Marianas could expect up to 6 to 11 inches of rain and flash flooding between Saturday night and Tuesday from a developing tropical disturbance in Chuuk, Invest 99W, the National Weather Service said. 99W was centered northeast of Chuuk on Thursday and is expected to move towards the northwest in the next few days, passing through or very near the Marianas Sunday into Monday, says the NWS Guam Weather Forecast Office. NWS said while there is still wiggle room for this disturbance to evolve, and there is actually a wide range of speculation, this will be another disturbance to watch very closely, particularly as the region goes into the weekend. Finally, there was overwhelming support for a provision in the fiscal 2025 supplemental budget bill that would fund a $2 million shortfall in the allocation for the Guam Cancer Care Trust Fund. A public hearing for the Supplemental Budget Measure Bill 355-37 was held on Thursday. Former Senator James S. Baldon, who works with the Azuda Foundation's Wings for Life Cancer Assistance, a program that assists a patient and a support person with off-island travel through funding from the Guam Cancer Care Trust Fund, said that all appropriations have merit but don't have life and death implications. According to the testimony during the hearing, the trust fund received $3 million for fiscal 2024, but the allocation was reduced $1 million for fiscal 2025. According to Guam Visitors Bureau data, arrivals to Guam during the first 11 months of fiscal 2024 reached 701,484, representing 47% of pre-pandemic levels. Based on these numbers, arrivals mostly from Korea and Japan for the entire fiscal 2024 could end up at about 765,000, missing initial projections from 900,000 to 1 million. The fiscal year ended on September 30th, but GVB data for September isn't expected to be released until about mid-October. After hitting a staggeringly low 61,607 arrivals in fiscal 2021 due to the pandemic, Guam's tourism industry started to recover in 2022 with about 216,915 arrivals by the end of fiscal 2023. It saw arrivals increase to 602,594 arrivals. While recovery continues, including more than 700,000 for fiscal 2024, they're still nowhere near Guam's record-breaking annual arrivals of more than 1 million even years before the pandemic hit. In other news, following China's test launch last week of an intercontinental ballistic missile into the Pacific, flew at a high altitude over Guam. Delegate James Moylan said he has received reassurance from the Indo-Pacific Command and colleagues on the House of Armed Services Committee that Guam's safety and defense are a top priority. Moylan provided updates on his latest efforts in Congress during a press conference on Thursday at his Guam office. He said congressional colleagues have expressed support for ensuring that the needed resources are available to protect our island community. The first-term Republican who is seeking re-election said he will continue to engage and seek full funding for Guam's missile defense. Finally, the Guam Department of Education sat down with the Federal Emergency Management Agency Thursday, but GDOE has yet to announce what decision, if any, has been made about the funding or location for a temporary Simon Sanchez High School. Meanwhile, Southern High is still waiting on a health grade nearly a week after inspection wrapped up, according to GDOE spokesperson Tess Regis-Burrier. Regis-Burrier confirmed that Education Superintendent Swanson met with FEMA Thursday morning about funding for a temporary Sanchez campus, but details about the meeting and whether FEMA made any decision about funding for a temporary campus were not available as of press time Thursday. For more of these stories, go to guampdn.com and follow us on social media.